Hello and welcome. My name is Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to talk about 10 Cricut materials that you might not ever have heard of, but are definitely going to try and use. Now this video is sponsored by Cricut, however all projects and opinions are my own. Now these are in no particular order, so it's not like my favorite to my least favorite or anything like that, but these are 10 Cricut materials that I personally use and personally like. And if you've never heard of them and have never used them, you might just want to give them a try. The first one we're going to talk about is flexible stencil film. So the stencil film from Cricut comes in smart sizes, so you can get smart stencil film for Maker 3 and Explorer 3 for the Joy, and you can also get rolls that are sized to put on a mat for your older machines. Now I love to make stencils with my Cricut machine, and I have found that the new stencil film from them is really great. So it minimizes that seep through when you're actually using it to paint, and it's easy to weed, easy to use, so definitely one of my favorite new and improved products that I've seen them release lately. Next up is Chalkboard and Dry Erase Vinyl. So if you want to make either your own chalkboard labels or your own dry erase labels, Cricut makes a vinyl for that. Now I personally love using chalkboard, especially in my craft room, because I change things up a lot. So any place in my home where I change things a lot when I'm organizing is where I tend to use a chalkboard or a dry erase label. So those are two of my personally favorite materials and something that I keep on hand all the time just for my use. And so far we've talked about more vinyl things, but the next one is HTV, and it is the SportFlex HTV from Cricut. So what is SportFlex? SportFlex is an HTV that stretches, so you can put it on, say, workout clothing, leggings, any material that stretches and you want to add HTV to it, definitely pick up SportFlex. So if you've ever had trouble, say, on a shirt with it stretching and the HTV puckering up as it stretches, you want to pick up SportFlex the next time you need to make something stretchy. So I try to keep it on hand in my craft room in colors that I typically use, especially like black and white, for instance. However, Cricut does make a wide variety of colors in the SportFlex for your needs. Next up is Printable Vinyl. And yes, you may have heard of this before, but it is one of my personally favorite Cricut products overall. So I use the printable vinyl for tons of things, including making my own stickers. If I needed to print something, put it on a notebook, that type of thing, I reach for printable vinyl all the time. And it is one of my personally favorite printable vinyls overall, and I have tested several different brands. The Cricut brand always impresses me. Next up is Mosaic Vinyl, and they also make iron-on in the Mosaic. So if you've never used the Mosaic, it's a really unique look, and yes, it is for like really special, unique projects. However, if you haven't ever used it and haven't ever heard of it, I would definitely keep it in mind when you're thinking about some of your projects. And I've used both the vinyl and the iron-on product in different project ideas, and I love the way both of them look. And there are different shapes, so I'm showing a couple of different shapes here, but you can find tons of different shapes on the Cricut website, as well as tons of colors. Next up is the patterned iron-on from Cricut. Now, why do I have this on the list? It is because a lot of patterned or printed iron-on comes without a carrier sheet on the top. So you have to have an extra expense to buy the carrier sheet, and it makes the process a little bit different from other iron-ons, and you have to add that carrier sheet to it after it's cut, which makes it a little bit odd. However, the Cricut version comes with the carrier sheet attached. You still put it shiny or printed side down on the mat and cut it to whatever shape you would like. Then apply it just like you would any other iron-on or HTV product to your surface. So if I have an application that I need a patterned HTV for, I generally look to see if Cricut has the pattern I like. That way I don't have to worry about if I have a heat mask and those extra steps to actually use it. So it is my go-to when I need a patterned HTV. Next up is Mesh HTV. So there are several different little cutouts that you can get in HTV products for Cricut, and they're kind of like cut out of the HTV, and then you would cut out your pattern or whatever. However, my personal favorite is the little Mickey heads. So if you are a Disney fan, they have a variety of colors, and it's little Mickey heads cut out of the HTV. And then I find it really fun to do a, Disney design and then add it to my project. And all of a sudden, like, a simple project turns into something really unique and amazing just because of the mesh HTV product. Next up, we have glow-in-the-dark HTV as well as vinyl. Yes, Cricut has released their own glow-in-the-dark product. So yes, Halloween is past, but I'm sure you can think of other reasons to use the glow-in-the-dark HTV. So I actually used glow-in-the-dark HTV and added sublimation on top of it before. So you could do the same thing with infusible ink. So if you have like a cotton shirt, you wanted to add infusible ink over the top, you can add glow-in-the-dark HTV to the shirt and then that infusible ink over the top to get a really unique look. So think of other ways to use glow-in-the-dark HTV as well as vinyl and not just your standard Halloween crafts. And finally on my list is SmartLabel material. So if you have not used the SmartLabel material from Cricut, it is a writable vinyl material that you can write on with pens to make labels. They do make sizes for both the Cricut Maker 3 and Explorer 3, so SmartLabel, and as well as the Cricut Joy. Now you can cut the SmartLabel down and put it on a mat for other machines. So if you have older machines, you could do that. And now they make it in black, clear, and white as of very, very recently. So now you can get all those different colors to make your labels. Now, for me personally, I love making labels with my Cricut machine. So it's one of the products I keep on hand all the time for use around my home. So I find it quick and easy to make those writable labels just using pens and the SmartLabel material. All right, so these 10 products from Cricut, you might not have used them before. You may not have ever even heard of them before, but they are all products that I personally really do love and recommend. So if you're looking for a way to make labels, looking for a way to make stencils, or you're just looking for a new material to experiment with, I hope this list helps you. Now, if you are ready to purchase any of these materials, I will drop links to all the materials in the description below this video. If you're on computer, scroll down, click Show More. If you're on mobile, click the arrow to expand the description or swipe up on the video depending on how you're watching. Then you'll find a list of links, click over, shop for the material you're interested in, and I know you're gonna love it. If you have any questions about anything we've covered, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you liked this video, if it helped you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't wanna miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.